I guess people thought that I was lying when I was talking about Paul George leaving the Clippers. I've been telling y'all for a minute about this story. Now it's actually catching legs. I know the trade deadline is over, but we definitely gonna have to talk about it, no doubt about it. So let's get this damn intro started. The show must begin. I tried to tell y'all earlier this year that the Clippers like Paul George, but they don't love Paul George. I've been trying to really let y'all guys know early in the season. They behind the scenes was shopping Paul George. The way this thing is playing out in LA to me is so crazy. So Legion Hoops is reporting that Paul George might in fact return to the Indiana Pacers after Kawhi Leonard had reached an agreement with the Clippers, and reports had came out afterwards that James Harden is heavily interested in staying with the Clippers far beyond this season. Now, the thing that's really interesting about this, right before Kawhi got his extension, you were dealing with, I believe, all four guys possibly could be leaving this summer. Russell might have one more extra year on his contract, but if I'm not mistaken, the Clippers, hypothetically, this summer could have lost Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. So they was able to lock in Kawhi. But I've been telling y'all earlier this year that the Clippers were shopping for Paul George. They actually had a deal for the New York Knicks for Paul George. And this deal fell through because basically the Knicks didn't. Honestly, I feel like the Knicks didn't believe in PG. They didn't want to give him the extension. That really was the big thing. When you talk about the guys who they would have lost in that trade package, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was Evan Fournier. I think it was also RJ Barrett. I think those were the two main players. And then you had your draft picks, but the Knicks didn't want to pick up the extension on Paul George, which was kind of surprising to me because I felt like, PG along with Jalen Brunson, nice little foundation. The Knicks could use the perimeter defense. They could also use the wing presence that Paul George brings to the table, just being a two-way player. I thought it would be a good look for Paul George in New York. And even before that, there was rumblings and rumors that the Clippers was trying to shop PG to the Miami Heat. So that was kind of interesting to me, but I don't think any moves, of course, is not going to be made this season. I mean, this is already a done deal as far as the trade deadline, but I wonder what Paul George, how he feels. Does PG feel wanted in LA? I guess that's the biggest thing. It ain't really what the Clippers have to offer him. I mean, they got big money. They open in a new arena next year. The All-Star game is going to be in LA next year. So there's a lot to look forward to as far as the team. But if Paul George is not happy, I think at the end of the day, we could actually see him walk. Now, going back to Indiana, would that work? I mean, right now you got Tyrese Halliburton, who's coming into his own, trying to be the best player on that team. You got who else? Miles Turner. They got a nice little squad. Pascal Siakam, they just picked him up in the trade. So if you was to bring Paul George over there, you would definitely be a threat in the Eastern Conference. You might be actually one or two pieces away, depending on what your roster, what the depth is looking like in Indiana. Getting Paul George back right now, I believe, which is in his prime, it could fit well for Indiana. But I guess at the end of the day, it's just going to be all about how happy, excuse me, Paul George is, because I believe I believe he'll go further staying with the Clippers as far as we talk about playoff contention, stuff like that, than Indiana, even though because I don't think he will be able to go back to the Pacers and that will be his team. They are kind of building that team around Tyrese Halliburton, and I don't think Paul George is the type of person that you would kind of readjust your game plan when you're talking about building a culture around a potential young star of the NBA But I'm not sold that the Clippers, even though they might be the hottest team in the NBA right now, I feel like they're a lack of, I want to say, size to a point when we talk about rim protection and stuff like that, just like inside the paint. They're still going to have problems facing the Luka, the Nikola Jokic's of the world in a 7-game series. AD, LeBron in a 7-game series. I think those big guys, big presence, will still give the Clippers some problems in a 7-game series. This is not a one and done deal in the NBA playoffs. So I think Paul George could definitely still be successful with the Clippers, possibly Western Conference Finals if everything kind of falls in line for them. But I don't really see them making it to the finals unless they match up with somebody like maybe Dallas, someone that doesn't have and Dallas has gotten a little bit bigger since the trade deadline, picking up Gafford amongst others. But if you have a solidified front court, that might be your best chance of actually beating the Clippers in a 7-game series. So I don't know about Paul George and what his intent and what his desire is, but this was interesting to me coming from Legion Hoops, because I've been telling y'all PG might be out. Kendrick Perkins saying he don't see the Miami Heat getting past the first round of the Eastern Conference. I mean, here's the thing about what Kendrick Perkins is saying. He only has a point because we've read this book before with Miami. What we're looking at right now is not a dominant team in the Eastern Conference. They're definitely a beatable team. They rock a roll. They roller coaster. They've been struggling. Losing streak after losing streak, then they bounce back, try to find a way to get back into contention. But the Miami Heat, I just still don't feel like they're a team that you can sleep on. Not at all. Even if they are coming into the postseason as an 8th seed or something like that, you cannot sleep on the Miami Heat. And when I say sleeping on this Miami Heat, depending on who they are matched up with, if you do your job, yeah, I could see Miami getting bumped in the first round, maybe the second round, maybe even the play-in tournament. But if you come out lacking, you can't sleep on the experience that these guys bring to the table. At the end of the day, Miami has been to the NBA Finals, twice in the last 3 years, 4 years? They haven't been able to get over the hump, but you got the experience in Jimmy Butler and the rest of the crew. They brought Kevin Love over, and Kevin Love is trying to, have his little bit of impact this season with the team. So Kendrick Perkins, I'm not mad at his take because Miami hasn't really shown us any reason to doubt what Kendrick Perkins is saying. But at the end of the day, there's still a franchise that you just can't sleep on.
So don't even ask.
He's been on fire.
He's been on fire. He's the second scorer they needed. But Andrew Wiggins' recent play gave them encouragement that he can rebound into the form that he was a couple of years ago when they won the title and they decided to stand pat, even though they were down the road with a couple of key players. They were down the road and had very serious conversations about Alex Caruso, about Kelly Olynyk. Teams were calling about Andrew Wiggins. He'd been playing a lot better. And I think when it got down to it, from what I'm told, I know everybody asked for Jonathan Kuminga, and they essentially said, we are never trading Kuminga. He is untouchable. So don't even ask.
He's been on fire.
He's been on fire.
Wow. So the Golden State Warriors say that Kuminga is untouchable. I'm not mad at that. I like the upside in Kuminga. I think he's going to be a very good player in the NBA. With Golden State, I think he'll play a role, and I think he could be important in building something special. But to me, Kuminga has the potential to run his own team, to be, I don't want to say he's number one ready right now, but I really like him. I really like him. I think that he could definitely grow into being a leader and being a very big impact player. Right now with the Golden State Warriors, it might be the best situation to stay in, but he's the type of guy that I could see him moving on eventually and showing something great once he's able to get it in his own hands. I like the upside a whole lot when we talk about Jonathan Kuminga. I am surprised that Golden State feel like he's untouchable when we talk about trades and things of that nature. But I do think that that's still smart. You know, you got Draymond Green up in question, not so much as far as contract, but we're talking about availability. You don't know what's going to happen with Klay Thompson in the summer. Chris Paul more than likely will be out. So there's going to be definitely some roster changes with the Golden State Warriors. At the end of the day, I think you're secure with your foundation with Steph. More than likely, I saw Klay. I think we're going to talk about that in a minute. Klay said he'd be willing to take less just to stay with the team. So I'm willing to bet that they'll keep their core. You know that three: Draymond, Steph, and Klay. But having Kuminga, he'll bring more to the table than what Andrew Wiggins has done as far as an overall body of work as a Golden State Warrior. I know Wiggins had a big NBA Finals round in 2022 versus Boston, but I like Kuminga. I think you could really build a winning culture around that dude. So the Warriors let it be known that they got him on lock. I ain't mad at it. Let's get to my Lakers real quick. Darvin Ham believed that Spencer Dinwiddie's size, defensive capabilities on the ball, and very offensive talents may lead him to being part of the closing lineup alongside D'Lo and Austin Reeves. So it sounds like to me, Darvin Ham is about to lock in with this whole three-guard offense type of deal. Cole, what's the business, gang? Drop the link if you want to join me. I got a couple more topics to go. This was a real brief NBA live stream, but Darvin Ham, I'm hearing rumors about him going to a three-guard offense. I don't know how effective that is actually going to be. Am I actually hearing that right? Have you been hearing the same rumors, Cole, about Darvin Ham potentially going with a three-guard offense?
Yeah, he's thinking about going with the three-guard offense. I don't know what this man don't watch basketball. Talking about Spencer Dinwiddie can bring defensive intensity.
Since when?
Since never
This is
ever.
crazy. Varied offensive talent. And he's basically putting him in the position as a closer, as a possible closer.
When he hasn't been that guy since he played with Luka.
Man.
Like,
yeah, I think he definitely underachieved in Brooklyn. He had his moments in Brooklyn.
You shooting Bob Cousy numbers from the field. I'm gonna need you to sit down.
Yeah, I get you.
But it's like, if you wanted that versatility, why would you just not play Rui as a closer?
Are you mad at the addition? Regardless of what they decide to do with him, are you mad that Spencer is on the team?
Yeah. Like, usually I would say this is like a move is a lateral move. This wasn't even a lateral move. This is just a non-factor. Like, y'all just spending money.
Just to get pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this is a step back, but there's nothing to be promising about when we talk about Spencer Dinwiddie this year with the Los Angeles Lakers. I kind of agree with you. It seems like a lateral move. It could have its moments, but it also could be a disaster, because what we will see is him getting opportunities to make big shots. He's going to get those opportunities in LA. I don't know about the playoffs, but at least in the regular season, we will see some games where the ball will be in his hand, or he'll get a wide open shot when the Lakers need a basket, things that they've been struggling to get consistently all season. Is he going to be able to knock it down when it counts? Like, that's the only thing we can look forward to. And right now, as far as what we've seen, as far as the sample size, like you said, it's a big NO.
Every shot that Spencer Dinwiddie take, like, there's no shot Spencer Dinwiddie will take where I'd rather Spencer Dinwiddie took that than Reeves or D'Lo. Even Taurean Prince.
I don't know about that. He's playing much better, but I like him being more aggressive. I was crying like a baby to watching him shoot this season. I see him being more aggressive. I see him attacking the basket a little bit more. He can shoot the shot. He can shoot the basketball, but I feel like he's just been more productive, being a little bit more aggressive on the offense. So I like what he's doing. He may be consistent with shooting the basketball at some point moving forward. I just haven't been sold on Prince. I feel like he's to be a starter with the Lakers for the duration of this season, bro. I just feel like he's underachieved.
Yeah, he. This is another thing with Darvin. Like he doesn't understand. This is what comes with a rookie head coach. When you're signing players to minimums, they're not supposed to be over the players that you re-sign in the offseason to real contracts.
Yep.
Like he should have never gotten a starting minute over Rui Hachimura. Ever. Like use your role players as role players. He's not a starter.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's back to being a role player, which he has been like most of his career, he's playing like so good. Like I don't.
If you start Rui, is Prince now the second best? Is he the best player on the second unit coming off of the bench?
I would say either. I would say probably Wood is better, or
Christian Wood?
maybe the way Hayes has been playing, he'll probably be better. But if we're talking about night to night, I probably go either Wood or Christie.
So tomorrow night, I don't know who the Lakers play, but this is the projected starting five. They're going with D'Lo, Russ, Hachimura, not Russ, Austin Reeves, Hachimura, LeBron, and AD. This was a projected starting lineup in the offseason. Is this the best five to go with?
100%. 100%. You got we don't have the most athletic backcourt, but we got one of the most athletic front courts. You got the defensive versatility. You have people that understand offense. Like you don't. That's another thing with the Prince thing. He's just hunting threes because that's what he is. He's a shooter. But Rui understands post ups. He understands movement, and he has shot creation. And you have passers. Like it just works.
Here's my thing. Rui hasn't been playing well with LeBron on the court all year. And that surprised me because they worked together so much over the summer one-on-one. And I don't think, what do you think about this? I don't think we max out with LeBron and AD at the 4 and the 5. And I know he hasn't shown starter capability, but by default, I'm putting Jackson Hayes at that 5 just to get AD back down to the 4 and LeBron at the 3. And I'm taking Rui out as the 6 man. That doesn't give impact. Or what do we lose by putting Jackson Hayes at the 5 and putting Anthony Davis and LeBron in their true positions?
Putting Hayes at the 5, like I feel like that's risky because at that point we're playing him. We're gonna be playing him like 30 something minutes a game. I feel like that's risky. And then you
because of what? Because of you feel like it's risky because of him not being able to produce during that time? Because I'm not looking for production from him, even as a starter. I'm only looking at him from a position standpoint, just to take that space up so AD could play the 4. So if Jackson Hayes was to play or average 26, 28 minutes a game, but didn't put up great numbers, I really wouldn't care. I just wanted him to play the position to get AD back at the 4. And I think whatever we're losing offensively from Jackson Hayes not producing as a starter, I think Rui could definitely back up as the 6th man.
I see it, but I don't know. I like this starting.
You like this right here?
Yeah.
This is the best attack offense because the Lakers' effort has definitely been a problem. So we need the team to get off to a quick start. So if that's the case, then I don't think we got nobody better than this 5 right here.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is the most balanced 5 we have, offensively and defensively.
I respect it. I see what you're saying. You are compromising Jackson Hayes, bringing him in. You're losing something. and you're betting on Rui and the role players to pretty much carry whatever's being lost. But I just forever, since Anthony Davis came to the Lakers, bro, I just been wanting him to remain at that 4. I don't like LeBron at the 4. So
now when Rui on the floor, LeBron played a 3.
okay. Cool.
Because LeBron at the 4 would be horrible.
Man.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. All right, man. That's all I got for real. What you got going on today, G?
Nothing much. Watch a few games.
Yeah. What's on tonight? The Bucks play tonight?
Hold on.
I think Milwaukee.
Yeah, they play the Nuggets. That's gonna be a good game.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's on at 8:00.
Rockets and Knicks. We got Minnesota and the Clippers. That's late though.
What time?
And
that's a 10:00 game?
Yeah, that's 10:30.
Oh my God.
Then we got Sixers and Cavs. That's gonna be a good one.
What time is that? That's East Coast. So
7:30.
Oh yeah. I need that. I need to get into that Milwaukee, Denver.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna jump in there. If you guys want to check out these games tonight, make sure y'all follow me on Playback TV. I'll have the link in the description. We'll be live streaming some of the games in the NBA, chopping out shit, just doing what we do. So go to Playback TV, follow me on Playback TV at 7 Mitchell TV, and we will be rocking around 8:00. I'll be streaming a couple games. Anybody want to pop up? Cole, you always welcome to join me. I'm gonna reach out to the fellas and see what we can cook up, man. So let me get up out of here, and I will catch you guys at 8. Y'all stay safe. Smash that like button for me one time. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is the Best of 7 Sports Talk. I'm your host, 7 Mitchell, and I am about to sign off. Y'all stay safe. Be good. I'm out. Peace.